Every day I just think things will be different, but it never seems to change. Just sometimes I feel like I'm
trapped. Like you can't escape what you were born into?
Yes.
Everyone, Billy Root here from FIFTY8 magazine, and thank you for watching The Art of Consciousness. These films are a curation of scientific insights with the study of the unseen, which is spiritual knowledge, in order to integrate with the mastery of will to create a unified individual by understanding the eternal masculine, which is consciousness, and the eternal feminine, which is energy. We can create a perfect union of a world of warriors who are governed by love that transcends time, dimensions, and space. Consciousness and energy means a dream with power and intent. And this video is about the art of dreaming and manifesting. So how do you develop focus? Through repetition of contemplation and focus, which is chemical and electrical models called thinking. The more focused you become, the more powerful the reality, the real that you create.
You have got to be more confident about what you have to offer.
What do I have to offer? Knowledge of how to steal food? How to jump between buildings? Now, Prince Ali, he has jewels.
Stop. I made you look like a prince on the outside, but I didn't change anything on the inside. Prince Ali got you to the door, but Aladdin has to open it.
The more you contemplate on these concepts, the more that they are produced. When you do this, your spirit, the divine director at the back of your brain observing you, starts to help you. The way we get our divine director's attention is by having something sitting in the front of our head for a long enough period of time. So reach for a thought that is soaring and hold it for a period of time. Contemplate on it, focus on it, think about it like a lover, and allow it to possess you and hold it in your consciousness. Why else would the spiritual religion require us to sit in silence with our eyes closed, quiet, contemplative, and focused?
Sometimes you just have to take a risk.
What just happened? What is this?
A magic carpet? Do you trust me?
If God lives within you, the only way to make contact is through a true scientific method. That method is understanding that the brain is fully responsible for creating our ideas. The more skilled you are on creating thought and holding thought, the more depth you will become on quiet, focused stillness for a long period of time. That is why there is nothing greater than having a warm fire, a warm tea, a vision in silence. Day by day, learn to turn to your divine director for your relief, your manifestation, and your understanding. The longer you stay in focus, the grander the thoughts you have, and the more wonder and magic you will discover. If spirit poses to your mind images that are wonderful, beautiful, and they make tears come to your eyes and the body quiver, then you have a passion and love for God that is inherent. The more you ponder the outrageous and are convinced that with your brain and memory you can do everything with the spirit of your being, the more it is made possible for you. Your spirit will come into your life by the lower cerebellum, using the frontal lobe for manifestation. The longer your mind becomes possessed with the idea that you eat and breathe and think of it longingly, your God will manifest it for you beautifully. Adding time to a creative thought modifies it and limits it. So do not give it time. Whatever you focus on should be unconditional and timeless. Then you get it straight away and pure. An instantaneous physical miracle comes when the thought has been pure, unlimited, and the aspects of unworthiness, victimization, self-denial, and anger have been eliminated. When the thought emerges pure and whole and held in that state is when the miracle happens. Intuition is a knowingness, and thinking is a false format. Thinking is an electrical response. It is emotion. You are chemically reacting to what has been picked up by the brain itself. The more you learn, the more you expose yourself to a greater reality. If you do not expose yourself, how is your life going to change? We have all been enslaved through belief and need, but we are born divine. The kingdom of heaven is within us. not outside of us. We all scramble to survive, with threats that influence our ego, our ignorance, and the fear of greatness. Everything in this reality reflects what we lack: the despising, the gossiping, the envying, the destroying, the fighting, which is not living. The purpose of reality is to find the will, the spirit within, and accomplish your dreams under surmounting odds of darkness and decay. To be a powerful and peaceful warrior, to be a ray of light, is embracing, encompassing, and becoming love and transforming the darkness to become free and alive. Aliveness and joy are not the result of what we own, but the emotion of what we create. We have to own what's inside of us, so nothing outside of us can control us. Abundance is the continuum of feeling, an exchange of emotional energy inside of us that is endless. Our ignorance of who we really are has suppressed us into a submissive, conscious state of dependence and need. We have only made it this way due to limited thinking and our attitude's energy behind that thought. The dream of not having money in our consciousness is a limitation, is a limited thought. Need is a limitation, and to be free is to exist in harmony with all life because you know it comes from within. The way the personality is through the senses, the sensual body, seeing it, smelling it, holding it, tasting it, owning it, experiencing it. The way the spirit and the divine director is once it's conceived in the mind, it already is. Stand right here in this moment to receive what is desired now. When you are pure in spirit, where there are no shadows, it will equal instant manifestations. The greatest need is to discover the spirit within and to live it. As long as limited thought exists within us, we will never become spirit or divine director. Becoming a Christ is the saga and destiny of all men and women. What we think and create is what we believe. To really believe does not think. You know. They believe they deserve to be what they know. So what do you believe? And what do you know? All our desires are dreams or our unfulfilled destiny. When we fulfill those destinies, we become free of them. An experience of relief. Only when we create it, it no longer owns us. In the kingdom of heaven is the inner path, the path of self-joy. And hypnotic states are harmful to those subjected to it because it creates a negative psychological effect that occurs in time and deranges the brain cells. Hypnotism is trespass into the territory of another's consciousness and brings up the past and pain and unlocks the ego. True God's effect changes in the dream with the power of their will and spirit, not hypnotism. And love is caring enough about yourself that you turn the energy inward.
Our greatest challenge isn't speaking up against our enemies, but defying those whose approval we seek the most.
I'm sorry to the both of you, especially you. You deserve so much.
We all make mistakes.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
You must love yourself out of bondage, pain, suffering, ridicule, persecution, and victimization into joy. There is nothing that you can create, that you can uncreate. What we can embrace within emotionally, with all our soul, will manifest before your eyes. That is called destiny and creation. And destiny is controlled by time, distance, space, and the velocity of life, a time flow. The mind is in the future, the emotions are in the now, and the body is in the past. And this is the time flow. Did you know time only exists in our head? Did you know a year forward exists right now? Time is based on the speed of light. The velocity of light moving from one distance to another determines time. Our new real and reality has to be created from the ethereal, emotional body to become destiny, which then comes into a time flow from beyond us. Then it spirals in so that it becomes and happens. Whatever the mind experiences in suffering can also experience in an absolute bliss. Whatever the mind can see backwards in consciousness can also see forwards in consciousness. In the moment you move off of now, the present, you are in a time flow. When emotion moves away from thought, time began because the light moved away from the thought and began to slow down. As it slowed down, its frequency slowed until it became condensed in matter. Thought is what creates time. The less we think, the less we are in time and in the now. When you connect your emotional body, which is in the now, with your mind, which is in the future, and with the body, which is in the past, with the desire from your soul, you send this energy to your spirit, your divine director. You are creating.
That is Sahelu, the bond. Feel her. Feel her heartbeat, her breath. Feel her strong legs. You may tell her what to do inside.
And so it takes time for what you create to leave you and to fall through time into condensed matter. Every moment that emotion slows down, it quickens itself into matter. That is the law of mathematics, and that is what sets up your destiny and your future. And our future cannot be scientifically proven. It is purely there for creation and to create. How else would you know a future even exists? But when you take control emotionally, everything that you direct intentionally must come. That is how you create your destiny. The future only exists because you dreamed it into manifestation. And all our dreams are within our soul as incomplete. Most of our dreams are incomplete because of the lack of funds, the lack of emotional desire, and strength. We have the desire, but we think we don't deserve it, which is polarity, duality, and separation.
I fear losing you, like I lost your mother. All I saw was my little girl, not the woman you have become. You have shown me courage and strength. You are the future of Agrabah. You shall be the next Sultan.
What we need is unity, because money is an illusion. Feeling is the reality. The lack of joy is the reason we give up. The dreams are catalysts to experience joy. Feeling is the true power, the condensation of a manifestation that fires up the senses. Without feeling, there are no senses. There would be nothing.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
And blockage occurs when what you desire doesn't happen. In Christ lives what they are and realize their dreams. Then you become empty inside because you have realized what you came here to accomplish. You become a being of noble virtue because you have lived all your limitations, all your dreams. You have created them, and when they are gone, you become a Christ. And temptation is due to suppressed dreams. It is only when you realize your dreams, when you have faced them and owned them, that they are no longer temptation. Then those blocks are no longer inside of you. We have to own our limitations, our dream, and free them. We have to become motivated to achieve our dreams and find joy. To be free, you must unlock your genius and your intelligence, your divine director. Realizing our dreams is essential to getting everything we want. Money is not what makes that happen, but pure love and harmony of self. Not the desire for money, but the desire for genius, intelligence, and your spirit. And the mind creates everything. Our props, our scenes, our reality are real in our dreams. So are you dreaming of accomplishing or failing? And the more we know in innocence, the greater we will be able to use our knowingness. Allow your knowingness to know. We have to embrace the dream and let that be what we give our attention to. Then it manifests rapidly because it has come from a piece of purity. We must change the attitude from need to pure creation. Close your eyes and embrace your desire, your prop, and your dream. Feel it like the birth of a child, the pure emotion and the love. In that moment of high emotion, you are to live the dream you have created. In a moment, we can create the feeling of a desire. In a dream, the more you own the dream, the quicker you feel that joy and you get closer to going home. Home is not walking forward, it is going within. And every dream we have releases us more so we can do just that. The more you begin to manifest all your dreams more and more, the more powerful you become. Then it is a release and a realization of pure power, an unlimited mind, a genius. It is what is inside us that relieves us of all our burdens and our dreams. What we do inside is what creates what is outside of us. When it becomes in here, inside, it is owned in a moment, and the after effect is like an avalanche. A dream is unrealized reality, and what creates your reality? Your mind, your body, and your soul and spirit in union with itself. You must go deep inside and capture an energetic script of all the things you desire. Our dreams are phases of evolution. If your soul feels a need, we have to own it and create it. When we suppress our dreams, it creates anger, violence, and war. We must allow ourselves to see our dreams completed with full belief and worthiness. We must open our mind and contemplate realizations of realities beyond our scope of beliefs. Only with knowledge are we going to be able to embrace our dreams of freedom and manifest it as the gods we are. We are all results of a dream that was realized. Evolution only happens when the dream is realized in material form. We create the slumber and we create the prosperity. Only when we know our divine director and the power of our mind, we will be free and happy to dream. If we take the same energy and realize that we create the failure dream, we can move beyond it and create a new abundance dream, a new world. The moment we bring our own manifestation into focus, the universe will align with that breath of pure emotion. When the form begins to change, that is when the dream is realized, the dream of spirit in which you become the main character.
A whole new world. That's where we'll be. A thrilling chase.
A wondrous place for you.